things beautiful, whether it's beautiful on the inside, beautiful on the outside, balance in life, having a beautiful, peaceful life. These are all the things that you learn about here at Ageless Living. And we have a couple people with us today that embody all of those. In particular, Dr. Robledo is a guest on the show with us. We want to say thanks to Arizona Laser and Skin, which you can find at azmdlaser.com. And there's also a free consultation that you can call for. Now, Dr. Lee, tell us the phone number one more time for that.
That phone number is 480-598-9733. Once again, 480-598-9733.
Perfect. And so what we're talking about today is a non-invasive treatment to be able to help you kind of get rid of the loose skin. And loose skin happens for a few different reasons. That happens because maybe you lost some weight. It happens because you're just losing elasticity in your skin over time as you age. And it could also happen as a result of childbirth, different types of things. So,
or bad genes.
Or just bad genes.
Bad luck.
Yeah, that's right. And so, for whatever reason, if you're having some saggy skin, and you might have the little turkey thing here underneath your chin, you might have it sagging a little bit after losing some weight down at the bottom of your stomach. And we'll talk about some of those things a little bit more personal to me in just a moment. But introducing Dr. Robledo, tell us some of the, I'll tell the audience, you have a couple of records. I think there's almost, how many cases of facial cosmetic surgery have you done?
I've done over 1,000 face, neck, lips, cosmetic procedures, blepharoplasties.
Okay.
So I've been in practice for over 20 years in head and neck surgery, and for the past 8 years I've dedicated exclusively to aesthetics and cosmetics.
Excellent. So here's kind of the point that I'm making, is that you have a very highly qualified doctor, not just a doctor, but a surgeon who has a choice of convincing you to have a complete facelift, partial facelift, or Viora. And he's recommending Viora. So the point is that it obviously works, and now so did the others, don't get me wrong, but obviously anything you can do that's less invasive first is a great idea. Now I want to set the stage a little bit about anything having to do with beauty, is that things change. So, ask Joan Rivers how many facelifts she's had. And she still doesn't look that great, right? So if she would have taken a little bit more of the natural approach first, and then later on in life done some facelifts, may have been a little bit better strategy for her. But hey, she was one of the first people on the scene, she and Cher and a few others, that were using older technology. The newer technology leaves you looking less plasticky, and then another time we'll let Dr. Robledo talk about that. But the Viora is wonderful because it utilizes the more natural methods of your skin, and it's non-invasive. And if Dr. Robledo is recommending that over the facelift to begin with, I mean, I take his word for it. And so I actually did take his word for it.
That's right.
Because I went in,
tell us about your experience.
I had a wonderful experience. I went in there wanting to have a facelift, and so since I'm being filmed, if you go to YouTube, you'll be able to see the imperfections in my face. That I would love to. I have an eyebrow that okay, I do have a little bit of the turkey going on underneath my chin, and I also lost about 90 pounds, and so. Maybe only my wife would know, but it's kind of, it doesn't feel comfortable to have some of that loose skin that was hanging out there after losing 90 pounds. So these were all things that I thought they would just put me under the knife and cosmetic surgery means and I was back to health. But here's the important point I want to make before I go into more detail about me, is that things change in your body. Even if you get a facelift, your body changes afterwards. If you work out at the gym and then you stop working out 3 months later, you're kind of, me, it's like 3 weeks later I can feel if I haven't worked out.
So, Kurt, you're telling me that aging doesn't stop.
Yeah, aging doesn't stop, and so you
there's
got to
no
maintain it.
magic
You got to
that would
stay on
stop
top of
that,
it. You
right?
bet. So when you go into a beauty situation, if you're looking into trying to make yourself better, whether you're working out or whatever, especially if you go into aesthetics, you want to go in there knowing that this is a maintenance program that will look good, and then you need to. It's like you got to go back to the gym. You also got to go back and get some good treatment. And then, but the good news is, just like going to the gym, the more you do it over time, the better off your body is going to be as a whole, if you take the good advice of a couple of very good holistic doctors, Dr. Lee and Dr. Robledo. So I did take that advice. So instead of giving me invasive everything, I decided that it would be a good idea to do the Biora. So I used the Biora in two ways. One was underneath my chin. And so if I dare turn to the side to go on film here, it's pretty firm. And I used to have two little dangling pieces of skin down there. And it actually tightened it up, firmed it up. And a couple of things about the experience. Not only did it work, okay, but it also was, their staff was really, really nice. And you know, when I go in there, I look forward to it. It's a very relaxing experience, and you feel like you get to know them really well. They get to know you, and you become part of their family. So that's a great experience. And also, Dr. Lee and Dr. Robledo are the doctors that are overseeing everything. A lot of med spas have a doctor that is there but not there, meaning they are there and they sign the book, and that's it. So with Dr. Lee and Dr. Robledo have a hands-on approach, and they're going to be there for you, so you have a great relationship with them as well. And they always have very, very nice, friendly, gentle, warm staff. So that's I couldn't say enough about that. And then the experience of the actual Biora. The best way to explain it is like putting an electric blanket on. It's just really warm.
It's a warm massage.
Yeah, it's a warm massage. It's a great feeling. It actually is a great feeling, and it just feels really good. So I would definitely recommend making that appointment. So it did. It improved underneath my chin, and then I lost about 90 pounds. Just left some skin hanging down at the bottom of my stomach. That it was just nice to tighten it back up. And my wife has also talked about that it gives me more of a jawline. So if you're a guy and you want to have that jawline back, great way to do it. And I'm about to convince my wife to do it too, because she wants that jawline for herself. She notices in Hollywood, the really actresses that look wonderful have a really, they have their skin tight, right? So you can see their well-defined jaw. I think that's really important for beauty, so for men and women.
That's correct, and as a matter of fact, the relift protocol of the Biora reaction is exactly that. We work especially on the lower face and in the neck area to tighten those areas and define the jawline a little better, and that gives you that lift effect. So that's exactly one of the protocols we use.
Absolutely. And that it doesn't have, you know, a bad after effects. I mean, that's just the
no real downtime.
Yeah, no downtime.
Dr. Robledo, I wanted to ask you that, so how many treatments do you have to get in order to see results? Or what's a recommended program?
Sure. The manufacturer has done extensive studies, and they have already figured out the correct protocols for the different areas of the body, depending on what we're trying to achieve, whether it's contouring, cellulite reduction, or skin tightening. And so depending on whatever we're talking about, for the face and neck area, it can be 6-9 treatments. Abdomen, they recommend 6 also treatments. And it varies on the areas. And that's why during the consultation, we evaluate each person, and we individually tailor, the treatments to fit whatever they are trying to correct or accomplish. And that goes with the protocols.
So I also wanted to add on to what Kurt started. If you're losing weight, you don't have to wait till all the weight is lost and the skin's loose and hanging before you go seek for this kind of treatment. So if you're losing weight, you can actually get this treatment at the same time. So so you would lose weight. The fat would go down with the skin.
Right, don't
So
play
you
catch up, in other words.
Yes, so you
Do
don't
it
actually
naturally.
end up catching up.
You know, as a matter of fact, that's a good point you brought up. If you're trying to lose weight, whether by dieting, exercising, or both, you're trying to get the fat cells to let free some of their fat content. If you're doing Viora at the same time, the reaction treatments, what we're doing is we're stimulating those fat cells to free up that fat even faster. So I think the results, you're going to see them much faster than if you were to do either one of those by themselves when you combine them.
So it's a fat reducing, assisting treatment too.
That's correct.
Yeah, might as well do it along with and
That's
get the good
right.
effect.
So when we come back, we will talk about what else this wonderful treatment can do. Perhaps on stress marks, and all the questions about, what about wrinkles? Don't go too far away. This is Dr. Tony with my co-host, Kurt Wilhelm.
I almost got a degree over
There you go. And, well, you do this long enough, you're going to learn and know
I do
all
have a
that.
degree, just not a doctorate degree.
So we'll be right back.